the Buddhist context, a peaceful mind does not simply mean being physically isolated or away from people, but cultivating a serene and balanced mind capable of finding inner peace regardless of external circumstances. A peaceful mind is one that is not affected by the distractions and turbulence of daily life, but is able to focus on the present moment with clarity and calmness. This state of mental calmness is fundamental for self-knowledge and the practice of the Dhamma. When our mind is peaceful, we can see things as they truly are, without the influence of our judgments or reactive emotions. Instead of being driven by desires, fears, or prejudices, we can observe the phenomena of the mind with clarity, allowing us to make wiser and more balanced decisions. The Buddha taught that a peaceful mind is a prerequisite for spiritual awakening. To achieve this state, continuous effort is needed to quiet the mind from distractions and unnecessary thoughts. The path of meditation helps us achieve this mental calmness, fostering mental self-sufficiency, where the mind becomes independent of external stimuli. When the mind is peaceful, it is like a clear mirror, reflecting reality without distortions. This state is essential for attaining true peace. We often think of solitude as something negative or something to be avoided. However, in the Buddhist context, inner solitude means finding peace alone with our own thoughts and emotions, without the constant need for external validation or distraction. Inner solitude is not about being physically isolated from others, but about creating a mental space where we can connect with our deepest self. When our mind is in inner solitude, we can hear our own voices, our thoughts, and feelings without being influenced by what others think or by external pressures. This state of solitude does not create a void or a sense of abandonment, but rather a space of self-understanding and self-confidence. In fact, true solitude is the ability to find peace within oneself without relying on the outside world. The Buddha taught that inner peace is the foundation for true liberation. When we cultivate this type of inner solitude, we can better handle difficult emotions, such as fear, sadness, and anxiety, because we learn not to identify with them. These emotions come and go, but inner peace remains. This mental state allows us to connect with our true nature, recognizing that we are more than our thoughts and feelings. The practice of meditation helps us connect with this inner solitude. By quieting the mind, we create the space necessary for peace and self-knowledge to flourish. A peaceful mind is a powerful tool for self-knowledge. When the mind is calm, we can clearly observe our emotions, thoughts, and automatic reactions. Often, our thought patterns are so ingrained in our minds that we do not question them. But when we create moments of mental tranquility, we can see these patterns more clearly and understand their causes. This kind of self-knowledge is essential for freeing ourselves from suffering, as it allows us to see how our unconscious reactions fuel our inner suffering. For example, when we feel anger or anxiety, instead of reacting automatically, the practice of a peaceful mind helps us observe these feelings, understand their origin, and choose a more balanced and wise response. Additionally, the practice of mindfulness allows us to observe our mental patterns in the midst of everyday life. When the mind is calm and centered, we can notice how desires and fears arise, how our expectations affect our experiences, and how we can deal with situations more wisely. Buddhist self-knowledge teaches us to observe the roots of suffering in our lives and to transform them effectively. This process leads to a more balanced, conscious life, free from automatic reactions that create additional suffering. Although meditation is a powerful way to cultivate a peaceful mind, it should not be limited to the time we spend sitting in silence. True Buddhist practice involves integrating this mental tranquility into all areas of our daily lives. This means that even in the midst of busy activities, we can maintain a serene mind. To do this, we can use mindfulness in our daily interactions. For example, when we are talking with others, we can practice attentive listening, being fully present in the moment without being distracted by thoughts or judgments. This creates a space of peace in our interactions, allowing us to be more compassionate and understanding. Additionally, the practice of mental isolation in everyday life can be applied in small moments throughout the day. By pausing for a few seconds to focus on our breathing or simply observe our thoughts, we can bring the mind back to the present moment and cultivate that inner peace without needing a separate physical space. When we can integrate a peaceful mind into our daily lives, freedom and inner peace become more accessible. This does not mean escaping life's difficulties, but learning to deal with them in a more balanced and wise way. A peaceful mind and inner solitude are powerful tools for finding peace and self-knowledge on the Buddhist path. They do not refer to physical isolation from the world, but to the ability to cultivate an inner state of serenity and self-understanding, where we can see the impermanent nature of our thoughts, emotions, and reactions. By integrating this practice into our daily lives, we can live in a more balanced and conscious way, experiencing greater inner peace regardless of external circumstances. The Buddha taught us that true liberation comes from within, and by cultivating a peaceful mind, we can access this inner freedom, living with greater wisdom, compassion, and acceptance. The continuous practice of meditation, mindfulness, and self-knowledge will help us let go of the mental patterns that fuel suffering, creating space for true peace and liberation.